Welcome to OmniUpdate. Something massive is shifting in the Middle East, and it is happening right now. The United States is no longer just sending ships to the region. It is sending highly capable military options. With the deployment of the USS Boxer, a second full amphibious assault group is currently steaming toward the conflict zone. When you look at the big picture, we are talking about roughly 5,000 U.S. Marines positioned at sea, fully prepped and ready to move. This is not just a symbolic show of force. This is raw, rapid strike capability. The major question is, why does the U.S. need that many combat-ready Marines in the region right now? Behind closed doors, military analysts are looking at a few high-value, extremely difficult objectives. These range from securing enriched uranium tied to Iran's nuclear program to seizing the strategically vital Kharg Island, or even executing surgical ground strikes deep inside Iranian territory. Iran is not a soft target. It is a massive country with heavily layered defenses and hardened underground facilities. So, are 5,000 Marines enough for an operation of that scale, or are they simply the tip of the spear? To really grasp what is unfolding, you need to understand the hardware. The USS Boxer is a WASP-class amphibious assault ship, but calling it a ship is an understatement. It is a floating, self-sustaining assault base. Stretching over 800 feet long, it carries a devastating mix of air and ground power. The flight deck is loaded with MV-22 Ospreys and attack helicopters providing close air support, while the interior holds hundreds of Marines, armored vehicles, and state-of-the-art command centers. Escorting the Boxer are ships like the USS Portland and the USS Comstock, serving as the logistical backbone to launch high-speed hovercraft and heavy equipment straight from the ocean to the shoreline. When you pair this new deployment with the amphibious group already led by the USS Tripoli, you are looking at two highly coordinated strike forces. 5,000 Marines do not make an occupation force. They are not there to invade and hold a massive country. Marine expeditionary units are trained for blistering speed and shock. They specialize in seizing key terrain, raiding high-value targets, and establishing temporary footholds before getting out. If a target like Kharg Island were ordered, it would not be a slow boat ride to the beach. It would be a synchronized nightmare for the defenders. Ospreys launching from 100 miles out, heavily armed hovercraft skimming the waves at 40 miles per hour, and amphibious vehicles storming the shore all at exactly the same time. But taking an objective is entirely different from holding it. And while the world watches these warships move into position, the reality is that the conflict is already underway. Under Operation Epic Fury, U.S. Central Command has executed a staggering air campaign. We are not talking about a few isolated strikes. In just a matter of weeks, American forces have obliterated over 8,000 targets across Iran. This systematic destruction has wiped out coastal missile sites, underground cruise missile bunkers, and over 130 Iranian naval vessels, marking the largest destruction of a navy since World War II. Even Kharg Island, the very location suspected for a potential ground operation, has been pounded with strikes hitting at least 90 military sites in a single push. When you see thousands of precision strikes wiping out coastal defenses and naval assets, it starts to look less like random retaliation and heavily resembles battlefield preparation. Deploying 5,000 Marines does not guarantee an invasion, but it absolutely puts that option on the table. The United States has moved past reacting and is actively positioning its forces for whatever comes next. The question now is, how close are we to seeing boots on the ground?